This is only a video presentation. ऑडियो नहीं है. ऑडियो.
Let's discuss 4 interesting cases. Case number 1 is a non-dilating pupil and a subluxated 3-piece IOL. In such a scenario, rings do not play any role due to limited exposure, so hooks have to be placed. It's important to make 4 guiding marks for the hooks and then place the hooks to get adequate exposure. Now there's a trick here. If you want to refix the subluxated 3-piece IOL, you need to make sure that it is well centered. To center that, the best way would be to mark the center on the visual axis with a Rexis marker. This will help us as a guideline to center the 3-piece IOL which is subluxated in the sulcus. Now how do we make sure that this 3-piece IOL never subluxates or dislocates again? The best way would be to make an opening in the fused anterior-posterior capsule with the help of the vitrectomy probe. Once that is done, we can capture this optic into the opening, which is what is being done now. So the inferior optic margin is captured first in the opening of the fused capsule, and now the superior margin is also captured. By this technique, the lens will never ever subluxate and ensures perfect fixation. The second case is even more interesting. It's a subluxated multifocal IOL with a YAG opening. This patient insists on multifocality. Patient was allergic to phenylephrine. Under topical anesthesia, we injected intracameral mydriatics. Triamcinolone acetate guided anterior vitrectomy is done for vitreous which has come through the YAG opening. The optic of the IOL freely rotates and we are sure that there is no vitreous entrapment. The catch here is to explant the optic disc. It's very important to hold with a micro-grasping forceps, use a micro scissors, use the incision as the fulcrum and then rotate the optic out of the incision. Once that is done, we make sure that the freely floating haptic is also removed, followed by vitrectomy in the pre-existing YAG opening to make sure that there is no vitreous. A 3-piece multifocal IOL is loaded and implanted in the sulcus, but we have to make sure that this multifocal IOL does not decenter, dislocate or subluxate. The only way to do this, of course, is to do an optic capture in the YAG opening. We now have a well-centered multifocal IOL which will never decenter again. Case 3 is even more interesting. A subluxated bag complex with an endocapsular ring. Patient gives a very interesting history that when he sits he cannot see, but when he lies down he can. So we decided it is possible to refix this bag complex, created 2 Hoffman pockets on both sides. Once that is done, we decided to fixate the same point equidistant from the optic-haptic junction on both sides and do a railroad technique. The first pass is from below the endocapsular ring and the haptic, and the second pass is from above the endocapsular ring and haptic. Then both strings are brought out and tightened. Once that is done, a similar technique is employed for the opposite side. Equidistant points are selected and railroaded. The first pass will go below the optic-haptic junction and the endocapsular ring, and the second pass goes from above. One can now see how beautifully this whole bag complex easily centers on the visual axis. We can achieve good centration by refixing the same bag complex which had actually subluxated. Case 4 is even more interesting, where there is a dislocated IOL. There is no sticker from the patient. B-scan obviously showed an IOL, but the design is unknown. What are our options? Explant the IOL, glue a new IOL, or do a posterior iris fixation. We started doing vitrectomy, and to our luck and surprise, the lens started floating up. With a micrograsping forceps, we make sure that we grasp the lens and don't let it fall back and get it back in the anterior chamber. Interesting to note here is that these are non-foldable 6.5mm optic IOLs with dialing holes. Notice the orientation of the haptic. The plan was to glue this IOL, but in this orientation it cannot be glued. The only way out is to flip the IOL in the anterior chamber to get the orientation and angulation of the haptic correct. These lenses have a 10-degree forward angulation, so it is important to orient them in the right plane. One can see that through two 0.75mm incisions, we have now flipped the IOL in the anterior chamber, got the orientation correct. We have already made two scleral flaps on two sides so that we can externalize these haptics. This is a non-foldable 3-piece IOL with stiff haptics. So one has to be very careful in externalizing these rigid haptics because they can break when we are trying to externalize them. After externalizing the rigid haptics from the scleral tunnel, the next step, of course, is to tuck this IOL and glue it. We tuck the IOL under the scleral flap with a 26-gauge needle, and finally, we glue the original dislocated IOL in position. So through two 0.75mm side ports, the original IOL could be refitted and well centered. In conclusion, whether it is a subluxated IOL or subluxated multifocal IOL or a subluxated bag complex with ECR or a dislocated IOL, we should be ready to refix it, replace it, resupport it, or flip it and refix it. Principles to follow are: in case of a non-dilating pupil, it is best to use hooks for adequate exposure. Mark as per the corneal reflex to ensure adequate centration for fixation, and capture the optic to ensure permanent fixation so that it never decenters. For a subluxated multifocal IOL, principles to follow are: use of intracameral mydriatic agents, triamcinolone acetate guided anterior vitrectomy, proper instrumentation for explanting IOL, and knowing the principles of optic capture in the bag complex for a 3-piece multifocal IOL. In case of subluxated bag complex, principles to follow are: to refix the bag complex, point of fixation should be equidistant between both optic haptic junctions to successfully refix the bag complex. For dislocated IOLs, anterior vitrectomy is done to free the IOL. Orientation and angulation of haptics is corrected by flipping the IOL. Refit the original 3-piece IOL. Thus, complex cases have good visual outcomes when handled with care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kumar. It certainly was a complete exposition of the entire techniques. And thank you very